Thanks for tuning in today, and we're going to be talking about the applicant tracking system. I know that sounds like something that may or may not be so important, but believe me, it is important when it comes to the online job application system. So, what is ATS? It is actually software that's embedded into the online job application systems for most companies and for the major job boards and search engines. And so it's really the first step in screening and filtering the applications that come in through that system, which are submitted online. And it matches the keywords and phrases which are in the job description to the keywords and phrases that you would include in the information that you are submitting. So if there is not a high degree of a match between those keywords and phrases, that application will receive either a low ranking, or it absolutely gets stuck in the system and falls into what's considered a black hole. And you may have felt like you've experienced that. So I know I've talked with consults in the past who have cut and paste the exact information for 100 plus different job applications and received no replies. And that's really why the information really has to be tailored to the job description. So one thing that you'd want to remember, though, is that there's also then in that ranking system the high ranking that will occur, and those high ranked applications are the ones that do end up in front of the human reader on the other end. So you want to make sure that what you're submitting receives that high ranking and actually is viewed by the human reader that's in that next step and process of the application process. So here's a few tips, and I'm going to run through these quickly, but they're important, kind of do's and don'ts as far as the ATS online application system, because it has its protocol within that software. So you want to make sure that you're submitting in a Word format would be fine, but definitely not PDF and not JPEG. Those are not ATS friendly formats. If you are referring to something that's an acronym like Certified Public Accountant, you want to make sure that you're spelling out Certified Public Accountant and then in parentheses include CPA. That way the information, the details there for that software to read. You want to make sure that your information is in a simple text form, not any fancy shading or borders or graphics, and a 10-point font or larger is fine. But the thing is if you use a graphic or a logo, those kinds of things can often really choke up the system to where that application just doesn't go anywhere and it stays right in that black hole. So be careful of that. And when you're submitting that information, don't mix up your fonts or your font sizes. You just want to keep it simple. That's really an important element here. Another thing to keep in mind is ATS does not recognize misspelled words. So that is so important to spell check and proofread. You might think that you're matching up words, keywords, and phrases wonderfully between the job posting and your information, but if you have misspellings, it's not going to register as one of those keywords if it's misspelled. So that's an important thing to remember. So the bottom line is make sure that your content, your format, the structure is intact and is able to go through that system. It's not about the volume of those keywords and phrases, but it's about using the right keywords and phrases. You can Google this type of information online as well to get more information about these details, and they are important details. If you don't follow the protocol, you're really doing a lot of work and with no results. So some HR managers would even say, I heard this not very long ago within a webinar, kind of off the record, that they would even encourage applicants to submit a hard copy of their cover letter and resume by snail mail to the HR department. Something to think about, but it's not something that you'll hear anyone say in an official way. So again, keep all of this important ATS information in mind. Keep it on your radar. It is important, I assure you. Thanks for tuning in today. Feel free to contact me. The contact information is available within this promo information for today's Facebook Live session and also on our website. So thanks again. See you next time.